Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. I am a fashion, beauty, and wellness enthusiast. And this year we're kicking off a project on my channel called Year of Prosperity. I will link the playlist down below, but basically we're making our lives easier to manage for ourselves through beauty and fashion as the main focus. So if you're interested in that, again, the playlist will be linked down below. Happy to have you here. Today, however, I'm going to be kicking off the declutter portion of Your Prosperity. So we're going to go through what I'm going to be filming for my channel from a declutter perspective. And we're also going to cover the declutter bingo cards that I teased in the latest video on Monday, where I went over my no-buy rules. So if you're interested in that, I hope you'll stick around, hang out, keep watching, and let's dive into what we're doing here to get rid of the clutter. All right, so I wanted to make a video to kick off what decluttering is going to be. I'm kind of coming off the cuff. My hair's going through it. It's so dry here. And also this phase of makeup is like 3 products. If you're interested in seeing that, let me know down below. We'll film it. But disclaimers aside, off the hip, I'm gonna just kind of talk about how I am planning to do this. It seems that my strategic approach to things is well appreciated in the comments, which means so much to me because I am a planner by nature and I like to have tools that help me. I also was recently diagnosed with autism, so I'm learning how my brain works with that. More so understanding why my brain works the way it does and why planning comes very naturally to me. And organizing thoughts, and I've always created tools like what we're going to get into today to help me get through things. And so the tool that we're going to talk about today is my declutter bingo cards. So I have a couple other kind of printables that we'll go through throughout this year as I build them, but also a few that I've already built that have been super helpful. And I will link the file down below if you want to print it out or if you want to edit it. To start off, because we came off the cuff, I guess we're just going to dive into what these tools are. So because this year I'm focused on creating the life that is easiest for me, that best fulfills me, and that works with my brain, not against it, and those neurodivergent tendencies, I have always found that creating I guess they would fall into a planner category, printables, agendas, things like that have always helped me, and it's why I landed into the career path that I am in. And for a long time, a lot of people have told me throughout my life that I plan too much, that I do this, that I do that, when in all reality, I have always just been building tools to help myself stay on track, understand what's coming up, and to mentally prepare myself for all of those things. So if you are like me, I just wanted to put this in here because being a planner by nature or needing tools like this is not good or bad. It's just different. Some people might not need these tools. Some people love these tools. Editing Rachel here again. I can't help myself, and sometimes I need to jump in. What I also want to add here is that while it's not good or bad and it's just different maybe from other people, I want to make sure that you also know that I'm approaching planning not from a standpoint of I have to be productive or I have to get these things done. What I try to explain, and the words didn't come to me right away, is that these tools help my very busy brain kind of file them away on a tangible piece of paper so that when the time comes for me to retrieve that information, it doesn't take extra energy processing and going through all the files in my brain. And I do kind of touch on that, but it's really important for me to tell you that these are not meant to be tools to show you what you should get done or what you need to get done. These are tools to help you in the event that you can't kind of work through the processing in a way that gives you a clear-cut path on what is coming next. They're more meant to be tools in those situations. They're not meant to be tools in which to measure yourself by. We are not worthy based on what we get done or don't get done in a day. And being able to detach yourself from that is invaluable and also super, super important. So none of these tools that I'll be sharing this year are meant to be self-measuring or measuring your worthiness. They're 100% just there to help you if you feel lost in the moment, and a sheet of paper with things written on it might help you get out of that kind of analysis paralysis. So that's all. I just wanted to share that. They're there for you if you're interested. I love creating these. Now, know that I'm creating these in Canva. That's where I make my YouTube content for thumbnails and things. So I've also been using it on the personal side to create some of these. So no, I did not draw these on my own, but I did build them in a way that works for me, and I hope that they work for you. So you'll have to keep me posted if you use these down below. And that said, the focus is on the Declutter Bingo cards that I created, because as a part of Year of Prosperity, and what I talked about in my no-buy is really going through my home and decluttering so that I can mentally and physically manage my things better. It is consumerism based. It isn't necessarily financial for me. It is stuff. So I feel like a lot of the rhetoric online around consumerism is like addiction to shopping and this and that, and they talk about their fantasy self, but to me, my issue doesn't stem from a fantasy self. It stems from a problem-solving standpoint. So, which is very common in autism itself. We're very pattern recognition driven, and we're very problem-solving driven. So I'm constantly looking to problem solve, and that is a very strong marketing tactic for any industry. And I get caught up in it. And that's why we're doing, one Amazon order a month. That's why we're decluttering stuff, because the problem and the root of the problem, which I like to get to the root cause in most things, is that there's just too much for me to manage. So going into the declutter, my channel is focused on beauty and fashion. That's what I'm going to be for sure sharing with you if we get to a point where it's helpful for me to film the other things that I'm decluttering, because pretty much the whole house is under fire, and you're going to see that when we get into my cards. If that's something that you guys want to see, I'm more than happy to share it. But for now, we're going to stay focused on makeup and clothing. So I built my Declutter Bingo cards, and you'll see if you click the link to the actual document itself, I decided that we were going to gamify decluttering, because if you have chronic health issues, if you are neurodivergent, if you just find yourself in an uphill battle most days, decluttering can take a lot of mental and physical energy, or spoons, however you gauge your own energy levels. So the purpose of this was to gamify it, maybe add some rewards that we'll get into, but also it really helps break down a larger task into smaller tasks so that it's something that you might be easier on yourself to do, like 15-20 minutes, rather than a whole half day doing the entire room, closet, whatever it is. So I broke mine up. We have my main closet one, which we'll go into detail about, but I have my closet declutter bingo. I have my overall declutter bingo. Then I have organized bingo, because that might be phase 2 of this project. And then I left a blank one so that you could fill whatever out that you wanted, but I left the ones that I filled in for myself just so you could get an idea of how to break things up. So before we dive into my 2 filled in declutter bingo cards, I want to just say that I left the organized bingo one blank because I think I'll have a better idea of how to organize my things once I have kind of my set number of things and it's been narrowed down. But it's really important, I think, if you're feeling overwhelmed with tasks like these, that you don't have to declutter and organize all in one go. And I actually have found, even through my own practices, that it's better to organize after you've decluttered, because you want to make sure that when you're shopping for organizational things, you're not buying stuff you don't need, or stuff that doesn't fit or doesn't fit what you're trying to do with it, because you don't know what you have yet, right? You got to get through the declutter and then into the organization. So that's why we're going to set that one aside. We may revisit it later in the year once we kind of get through the actual decluttering itself. So that said, For the 2024 declutter card, this is where I have everything in my house that I just need to go through and get done, and why a visual like this helps. One, it gamifies things. I am going to do rewards. I mentioned that my husband will probably be the commissioner. Apologies for the white bouncing. It's like the only time I get to feel tan is next to a sheet of paper. Anyway, this is really helpful because it's a visual guide too. So if I one day don't really know where my focus is, what I can work on that would make me feel accomplished and all of those things, it's a quick guide. I can go to the sheet of paper. I can see what I have or haven't done. And it's right there, and I don't have to think about it. It's already been thought out. That is one of the reasons why planners like this help me so much, is that I know that it's written down and I can release the thought, and when the day comes that I need that information again, it's physically here and I don't have to spin the wheels trying to find where I filed that away in my memory. But as you'll see on this one, I have things like my nightstand, my vanity drawers in my bathroom, TV stand, jacket closet, laundry room. I broke these up into things that I thought that I could do in an hour or less. That said, you're gonna see the kitchen I broke up into like my kitchen island cabinets, my window cabinets, my pantry. I have a small pantry. Corner cabinets, things like that. So try to think of things that you can do in a time frame that's doable to you. It might be less than an hour. Some of these things are less than an hour, but make a max of how long you can dedicate, and always gauge off of some of your lowest energy days, because then you might be able to knock multiple things out in a single day if you have a full day open to do it, you know? So that would be my biggest tip, but this spans my entire household, all of the nooks and crannies that need done. I think minus the garage and basement, because I'm not ready to plan those yet. But yeah, that is the stuff that maybe will show on my channel, but maybe not. That's all. Then for my closet, I did the same thing here, but because the closet is, it's small, but it's mighty, you know, it's small, but it holds a lot of individual things. So I did the same thing. I broke these into categories, not just my closet, but my dressers. And I broke them by category of clothing item that they are. So you'll see I have sneakers, my underwear drawer, the clothes that are in storage, belts, jewelry, sweaters, pajamas, sweatshirts and hoodies, tops, sports bras, on and on. So that is the goal. Now with these cards, there is the potential of up to 12 rewards for yourself for each card that you fill out. However you want to do that. Maybe you can only get bingo a set number of times, but down, across, and then diagonally, all are 12. I did not give myself free spaces on these cards. You absolutely can do that. I also didn't take too much time figuring out where to put things, because I just randomized it in my mind, you know? I can't wait to start this, and the reason I wanted to share this video with you is, one, to share my resources. Let me know if you like this. Maybe the next time I'll come a little bit more prepared. Who knows? My mind is all over the place most days. But also to kind of share my thought process going into it, and also to kick this series off. So I'm itching to start working on specifically my closet. Now, I didn't make a bingo card for my makeup. You absolutely can, but it's fairly simple with the collection size that I have for makeup, excluding skincare and body care. It's easy for me to get through that in like an hour, max 2, so I don't feel the need to break it up. I will be filming that and putting it on my channel if it happens to fall concurrently with what I'm doing in my closet. I'll figure that schedule out, but I do plan on sharing both my makeup declutter and my closet. The closet just needs a little bit more finessing and gamifying to make it easier for me. And I'm like already itching to start in the closet. So TBD on the makeup. We're gonna hit the ground running with clothing. And I hope that you'll be along for the ride. I think that's all I have to share today. I will say I'm trying to figure out how to film these closet declutters. My office is about to undergo a major change. I finally found the configuration that I think is going to work for my 9 to 5, for my hobbies, all of that. It's been through 5 iterations at this point. But I'm excited to share that. Maybe we'll do kind of like an office review. I would love to share how I set my office up, because a lot of thought and strategy went into it so that it was conducive for my neurodivergent brain, also my chronic illnesses, and my love of having 500 million special interests and hobbies. So we'll share that one day. But I hope this was so helpful. I hope that you're taking care of yourself. Let me know down below if printables like this really help you. I have another one already done that is an energy menu or a spoons menu that I would love to share. I think that it could be really helpful to some of you. It has been very helpful to me. But let me know if you plan on partaking in Declutter Bingo, if we should maybe do this together. I would love that. I would love to talk through my experience going through this journey, and also know that I'm sharing it with someone else and we can swap tips and tricks. And also let me know, if you were to do a bingo card, what would be a good reward system? Like, should I cap a budget, or should I pick out a new reward each time so that I'm incentivized? Let me know. I'm still working on that, but I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope you're enjoying the year of prosperity as much as I am. The comments have been so much fun, and I can't wait to get into this specific topic more, and I will hopefully see you there. Bye.